2022 was the most devastating year on record for wildfires in France. The Bordeaux region in the country's southwest was especially hard hit. For many, it was a wake-up call. Milder areas are no longer immune to the effects of climate change. So, how is France preparing for the summer ahead? Have lessons been learned from last year? Our team of reporters went to find out. The sunny days are back on France's Atlantic coast. The Pilat sand dune here is Europe's tallest. The impact of last summer's disaster can be seen all too well. The surrounding forest area remains out of bounds to ramblers, and camping sites, usually full of tourists, remain closed. One, however, has risen from the ashes.
All of it burnt. We really did everything we could.
Franck Couder runs a camping site here.
I'm here to keep an eye on you.
Couder and his team have worked for months to prepare for visitors as the summer season gets underway. This particular camping site is well known in France because it features in a hit French movie. And it is famous once again now because of last summer's disaster.
The wildfire, the entire campsite burning. No one expected that, I think. Everything went up in smoke. Nothing to remember things by, no photos or anything. But hey, they're just material things. Toulouse? This is his home. My cat is somewhat of a mascot. We couldn't find him before the campsite caught fire. He crossed the whole forest. He was found and spent 10 days in intensive care.
Regular visitors are getting their bearings. This couple has been coming here for 25 years.
Isn't this beautiful?
They find it hard to recognise the beauty spot they loved so much.
The impression we had when we got here this morning was immediately the lack of trees and pine trees. The pine trees are what's so beautiful here. When we arrived, we said, wow, there are no more trees. The fear is I don't know whether we're 100% certain it won't happen again, and I'm really not sure about that.
The possibility of more devastating wildfires is on people's minds. The Bordeaux region is on alert. Local firefighters are all too aware of the scale of the task.
Their fire came up to us with such a force on both sides. We were caught in the middle.
We had young firefighters with us. They were quite in shock, and we had to calm them down.
Given the growing danger, firefighters have adapted their training sessions, going out into the forest each day.
Il faudrait mettre un CCF en aspiration sur le plan d'eau.
Part of the job is testing the equipment, at least what's left of it after last summer's devastation.
You can see the intensity of the fire here. Look at this part of the fire engine. All the metal has melted. We lose a fire engine in the worst years, but to lose 3 is very rare. I've never seen that before.
It has been a race against time to repair damaged vehicles.
We worked hard all winter to make repairs so that we have the maximum number of fire engines this summer, but we will not have all of them.
The government is allocating €36 million to buy new fire engines and equipment, as well as for fire prevention. The mayor of the small town of Biganos in the Bordeaux region has been asking for extra resources for a long time.
This forest is the only one in France where the rules go back to the Middle Ages.
Mayor Bruno Lafont is the chair of a regional association, the DFCI. aimed at protecting forests from fire. Members include the large majority of local forest owners. The association is officially tasked with patrolling forests.
We will be in forest areas to talk to people who are walking there on days they shouldn't be. That's because the forest will be closed on days of high risk. And we'll talk to those who may be ill-intentioned to say that it won't be as easy for them as it once was. We lost a sense somewhat of the dangers of forest fires in the region. What happened last year was a reminder for the whole of France in terms of climate change. For our region, we have to say, it's not like it was.
Climate change has had an impact across France, especially in the Var department in the country's southeast.
In Draguignan, I see the river near my house has been dry for a year and a half, when usually there's always water in spring and autumn.
The firefighters in Var are facing a new challenge, finding water for their fire engines. Serge de Neubourg shows us what's available.
We'll go by road to go here. Let me show you. We will see a natural source from where we can get water from.
Certain places they go to are already dry before summer, and that makes getting the water they need almost impossible.
You can see the water level has gone down a lot. It's incredible. I don't think there's enough here for our needs.
This is a natural water point, fed by rising rainwater, that we have not had in recent weeks. If we pump from this water point, we'll end up pumping earth and mud, and maybe tree branches at the same time, and so we'll damage the fire engines, and we just won't be able to use it.
When a water source is dry like this, the firefighters have to look further away, travelling extra kilometres.
It means an extra delay in filling up vehicles, taking up our time. It's precious time lost that we should use in firefighting.
To make up for water that's lacking from increasingly rare natural sources, there are reservoirs like this one across the department.
The tank is full. That's 30 cubic meters of water available for firefighters.
It's not enough because we can see that the capacity is quite limited compared to a natural water point. There are 30 cubic meters. It does allow us to fill several fire engines in a tight turnaround time. There is also the possibility, and this is what the state has done, of beefing up air firefighting resources. They have the advantage of being fast, they carry large volumes of water, and can be filled up with water more easily and more quickly than a firefighting squad can.
Among the aircraft available are Canadair water bombers. They scoop up water at sea and on large rivers like here on the Rhône.
We will go down more and more, and then we will reduce the plane's speed when we get close to the water. Once we are on the river, we will scoop some water up and we'll fill the plane in 12 seconds.
These water bomber planes are based in Nîmes in southern France. France already has 12 of them and plans to buy 4 more. 2 of them will be funded by the European Union. But delivery will not be immediate. The €35 million planes are no longer in production.
The aircraft manufacturer said it would resume production last year while things are put in place. They've outlined a hypothetical delivery schedule. We can't say with certainty, but from 2027 we should see the delivery of the first aircraft ordered at European level.
Protection against fires isn't solely about putting out the flames. It also involves protecting the population. This can sometimes mean carrying out massive evacuations, as in 2017 in Bordeaux-les-Mimosas.
Pour le recensement, mettez-vous par ligne, s'il vous plaît. Il y en a 300 là?
Leaving the scene of fires before help arrives can be dangerous. One example of the risks can be seen at these office buildings on the edge of the forest in Aix-en-Provence,
The idea is really to get to safety in the building and definitely not get in your car. If you come out of the building under the vegetation and find yourself stuck in your vehicle on the road, which is bound to be congested, that's when you are taking risks. We have examples of victims in Portugal in 2017 when several dozen people died in their cars on the road.
Former firefighter Sébastien Lahaye quit the job to become a researcher specialising in extreme fires. He set up a company that assesses construction in high-risk areas 3 years ago. He gives made-to-measure advice on how to make homes more fire-resistant.
Ideally, the PVC gutter should be removed. That's where leaves can build up. Then there are a number of things made of wood or plastic that should be removed or replaced immediately with non-combustible materials.
Protecting a home comes at a cost, but doing nothing could cost even more. The French government has introduced legislation to beef up requirements.
If you do not sort things out and a fire gets to you and you haven't done what is required, then you will not be reimbursed by your insurance. Secondly, the work must get the okay from approved companies, people who know how to do it.
France is toughening up regulations and fines, with the aim of preventing blazes started by members of the public and avoiding a wildfire season as tough as the one last year.